Many of the top players would like there to be a longer off-season in the sport. Ian Eagle and the editors at Tennis.com discuss the length of the season and the ranking system.
First of all, managing your calendar as a player and a player's team, that becomes as big a part of the process as anything. Knowing which tournaments to play them, when to take your time off and regain your energy, and how to best use your time over the course of the year.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I get a little bit tired of these guys complaining at the end of the year about the tennis season being too long, everybody pointing out that tennis has no off-season. You know what? It does not have an off-season. It's an interval sport.
It's a tough situation because I think only the top 4 or 5 players in the world want a shorter season. Because everybody else plays as much as they can.
They need the money.
As many tournaments as they can. They still don't make as much money as Roger Federer. I look at it from the fan's perspective. I'd like to have time off as a fan, just to forget about the sport and come back to it with a new year. I like the idea of separate years and not just this rolling, endless tournament after tournament.
I think, I agree with that. The fan interest, I still really think the player interest too. I do think that once you get past Wimbledon, players are already slowing down. Once you get past the U.S. Open, I feel like players just punching the clock just to get in and out half the time. I've always felt like the U.S. Open should end the year, but again, I don't know if that's going to be possible with all the commitments already made.
I agree with you, by the way. I would love to see the season end at the U.S. Open. In fact, I would love to see it end there and have the rest of the year be dedicated to Davis Cup, plus exhibitions and anything else these guys want to play to promote the game. Nothing would be better for tennis than to send, say, Andy Roddick and Roger Federer on a 15-city tour of the U.S. in places where they don't get professional tennis.
One thing I think tennis misses out on with having this rolling, endless season is the idea of a ranking. You know, it could be a bigger selling point to the sport, this race to be number one. You don't get that feeling when it's just a rolling, number one week to week to week. There's no sense of, I'm going to finish this season, who's going to finish this season number one, Nadal or Djokovic or Federer, which is something that could add some excitement.
It exists, and it's very just hidden. You wouldn't even know where to look for it.
But you know why they hid it on purpose? Because it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Eddie, tell me what you're talking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's the race to number one, and it accumulates the points of the tournaments. But half people don't even know what points you get for each tournament. To anyone but a hardcore fan, it's an irrelevant statistic almost, and you just follow the ranking, the year-round ranking, and kind of.
But there's no drama to that. There could be drama if you had a shorter season and each season was separate, and you had a fresh ranking with each year.
Who's got our number one ranking here? Computer couldn't figure it out. Just too tough. You'll have to figure it out yourself.